through a combination of Christmas, holidays, the January, very late December slump of companies sending out games reviews, I've managed to get a bit of free time to myself, to go back and revisit games that I kind of missed out on 2010 and very late 2009. I mean, that probably shows you how much free time I tend to get now. And sort of going back and exploring some of those games that I missed and didn't get a chance to review. And it's very liberating to really work through a pile of shame, as it's often called. To go through the games that you actually really wanted to play but kind of had to put to one side because, you got to pay the bills, or you've got extra writing to do, or you've got a game to review for some website, and it's got to be up by 3 days' time. And it's an odd feeling that you get, or at least it's an odd feeling that I've got, that it's come to this point whereby I've been playing games so much for kind of work purposes that I haven't really been playing them for fun. I've been kind of playing them critically and analytically, and sort of being switched on, like really investing in and looking at the product and what it has to offer. And so it's been really nice to kind of switch off and go back and play some games, for fun, and games that I've chosen out of choice. So I've gone back and I've played Heavy Rain. I've completed that now. A game that I always said I was going to buy and kind of complete in the first couple of days of its release, and it's been 9 months now, and I've just finished it. Obviously I won't spoil anything for anybody, but it's a very tense, very well put together experience, a piece of interactive fiction, as I believe David Cage calls it, and it's something that all of the time I've kind of been avoiding spoilers, and I've managed to successfully so far. The only thing I knew was that there was going to be a twist at the end, which kind of kept me guessing and kind of kept me thinking. And even though I feel that the twist, you kind of see it coming, certainly about a third of the way through the game, I'd kind of managed to narrow it down to 2, maybe 3, potential suspects. Even through all of that, I do think that it is a strong story, and as I was saying, I kind of managed to avoid these spoilers. But one thing critics did keep picking up on was this idea that it had a lot of narrative plot holes. I don't know where people have got this idea. As I'm sure you well know, the whole idea is that there's multiple endings and that sort of thing. So I haven't seen all of the endings. I only wanted to play it once so I would get my one experience. I'm not interested in going back and getting trophies and seeing all the extra content. I'm not really even interested in that single episode just starring Madison. I'm not really interested in that. I just want one storyline experience. But the experience I had and the story that I came out with at the end was pretty strong and was pretty watertight. Maybe because of the ending that I got, perhaps some of the worst endings, or some of the endings that are not worse but different, have different outcomes. Perhaps there are plot holes there, because I can potentially see a point whereby, leading up this narrative and you're creating all of these potential ending scenarios, and perhaps there are key elements that you kind of have to look over if you get a certain ending. I don't know, but it is odd. It's a very strange thing. I couldn't put my finger on where the particular plot holes were. The other things I've kind of been going back over, I've kind of got back into a game called Joe Danger, which was very kindly given to me by a friend, and been kind of playing that in my spare time, which has been really, really, really good fun. A real sort of palate cleansing game, a sort of very gamers game. I kind of liken it to something like a Trials HD in that it's very pure mechanics, and there's nothing to worry about. There's no plot or underlying subtext to have to worry about. It is just here is a mechanic, go and have fun. And so that's been really, really enjoyable. And the other game which I've managed to finish off is Red Dead Redemption, which I think is pretty good. I also have Undead Nightmare, and I think the problem with the relationship between both of those is that Red Dead Redemption is really, really strong, and it puts a really great plot together throughout its, I think I ended up clocking in 18, 19 hours, that kind of thing. And of course, a rather powerful final act, let's say. And what I really loved about Red Dead was its ability to sort of beautify the barrenness of the Wild West, and to kind of make something wonderful and picturesque out of scrubland, which I really, really enjoyed, and I enjoyed my traversal through that. The things I didn't really enjoy about Red Dead, unfortunately, were the things that they picked up on Undead Nightmare and kind of focused on, namely a lot of combat, which isn't particularly good against a fast-moving and rapidly approaching series of opponents, which I've never used Deadeye. I never used Deadeye as much in Red Dead as I have done in Undead Nightmare. Simply, just to kind of even the odds. When you're being attacked by 30 zombies coming at you and you're running out of ammo because they make that unlimited resource in Undead Nightmare, which I would have thought would be the opposite way around. Like Red Dead would be the guns and stuff are fairly limited resource because it's a realistic world, but I would have thought Undead Nightmare would have had plenty of ammo, especially considering how many enemies there are. When you've got all of those kind of factors, and then you've got this idea of, well, there aren't really any safe houses because you need to clear a town out before you can save your game, that kind of thing. It just doesn't work, and even on a sort of narrative level, the characters were so strong in the this original source material that when they come back in Undead, because it's a piece of Gaiden, it's a spin-off, it's non-canonical. When they come back, it kind of actually, for me, it cheapened the experience. It's kind of made those characters less important in the grand scheme of things, which is why I kind of turned it off after an hour and kind of shelved it, and I don't think I'll be going back to it. But it's good. I mean, that's the thing with this destruction of this pile of shame. It's great because I've been able to play great games, and I've been able to play a game that's not fantastic or something that I'm not really into, and enjoy them and enjoy the ride. And it's only now that I'm kind of thinking back and thinking about it critically. But when I was playing them, it was a great way to just kind of take it, soak up everything, and not have to think, well, at the end of this, I got a review that I got to do. Just enjoying it and not burning through it. I think that's going to do it for this vlog post. Come check out the blog if you're not on it, which is 000.wordpress.com. You can follow me on twitter.com/000, and subscribe on YouTube and do all of that lovely stuff. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, and what games you're burning through on your pile of shame. Speak to you soon.